Alright, folks, I am the Mighty Plantain, and Bouch is here again. We're taking a look at another local beer. We've got something from OPB, Pond Brewing, right out in Skowhegan, Maine. We've got their Laughing Loon Lager.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I've had this in a tasting room.
We've had it at a tasting room. I think we've actually had it at a brew fest.
At the brew fest, at least once.
At a brew fest, one of the many that we've been at.
Local
it's
breweries,
too tough to tell.
Yeah, tend to bring a lot of stuff, and the brewfests are getting bigger and bigger every year.
And that's the good thing, because now they're going to keep getting bigger and bigger, and they're going to keep going. Unlike the Central Maine one that we had, that we were having, that just petered out. But
bigger cities like Bangor are able to host larger events, and we're able to get more breweries in. I mean, I'm disappointed that some of my local favorites don't make their way to Central Maine, but, you know, we still have plenty of breweries popping up in Central Maine, and new ones every year.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to have one in Augusta here pretty soon.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to Cushnock opening, because I'm going to be there.
And hopefully we can open one sometime.
Someday.
Here in the Waterville, Winslow area.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps.
We'll see. But until then, Skowhegan's our closest option, and we got a couple there. We got Bigelow and we got OPB Pond Brewing. We've had some really good beers from these guys.
We've had their Oktoberfest.
Oh, their Oktoberfest is amazing.
It's very close to the Sam Adams.
Their Storyteller Doppelbock is
also very good.
Very different. I don't think I can compare it to any other beer out
there. Their Somerset Lager is actually very good as well. And so is the
Dooryard?
The Dooryard.
Dooryard and what, Silver or White Fox?
White Fox Ale.
White Fox Ale.
White Fox Ale was really good too.
Some good beers.
They do have some very good beers. But we're not seeing too much new stuff from them, though.
No, but that tends to happen. A lot of our local breweries will have some big hits, and they'll keep focusing on those.
For a little while.
Cost effective for them to not innovate until they've really established themselves. And then when they have the room to expand, then they start innovating again, which is nice.
See, actually, Oak Pond Brewing's, their biggest one that they've had so far is the Nut Brown Ale.
Nut Brown. That is a big favorite.
And that is one of the big favorites. My favorite is the Oktoberfest. But
the Nut Brown does seem to have a really wide appeal.
Yes, it does. Wow.
That's a nice dark beer for a lager. And you were mentioning their Oktoberfest, and I've talked about their Nut Brown, and I mentioned their Storyteller Doppelbock. OPB's darker beers are really my favorites from them. I like the darker, heavy beers that they've put together. Hey, look at that. I got a better head than you for once.
Hey, all right.
Usually you've got a better pour than I do. Man, Laughing Loon. That is a very dark beer. It is maybe a little bit cloudy in there, but for the most part...
It's very, very opaque.
Most part brown, maybe some amber and reddish notes to it.
It is very tough to get any light through.
But I am seeing a bit of reddish reflection in there.
Yes, there is. Actually, especially down in the narrow part of glass there, you can see the red copperish, or more really like a dark rust.
Yeah, with the lights actually coming through, maybe a hemo... Anyway, rust
not
iron.
Not very effervescent. Well, actually, yeah, it is. If you look at the top, you can see it.
There's a couple of bubbles coming up through there. But I think the fact that my head faded really quick and yours didn't
I never really have one. So.
But even though I had one that was pretty thick, I mean, it tells us that it's not too effervescent. I mean, there's some bubbles coming up through, but it's not really bubbling a lot now.
Can't really... You're getting the sweet, see, I'm not getting really a whole lot.
I'm getting like a sweet, sugary, fruity aroma.
There is the sweet aroma, but it's not... I'm not really getting a whole lot of actually what it's supposed to smell like. But with a lager, you shouldn't really smell a whole lot.
A whole lot of aroma from a lager.
Especially if you base it by, like, Budweiser or something like that. Because Budweiser is a lager, but you smell the alcohol in Budweiser.
Yeah, let's not compare this to Budweiser. Doesn't look a thing like it, doesn't smell a thing.
No, it certainly doesn't look like it. You can't read the newspaper through it.
Yeah. I'm getting like a slightly sweet. I don't know, still just this sugaryness to it.
It tastes and smells more like a stout.
It's got a nice medium light mouthfeel, like a lager. I can see where you're coming from with the roasted. I'm getting a lot of roasty notes.
I won't say the taste because because you can tell a light and heavy mouthfeel actually is also taste as well, but I'm talking about flavor. The flavor of it is more. Is more of like a stout, and it's probably actually closer to a stout than a lager, or on the very top end of a lager.
I am getting some chocolate notes, but overall very, very toasty. Some woody notes.
This is actually a very good end of summer beer.
Yeah, it's nice and heavy. Like I said, it's got a medium light mouthfeel, but it's resting nice and heavy.
Yes.
It's filling.
See, it's resting more like a stout than a lager.
I can see where you're coming from with that, because it's got very roasted notes.
But you know something?
Bordering on chocolate.
That is a very good rounded beer as far as that goes. It's not hoppy, but lagers aren't usually hoppy, like IPAs. This is actually more of a really good, straightforward, drinkable beer that you would actually take. If they actually sold them in 6-packs, that would be great, but they only sell them in 16s.
Well, that we've been able to find around here.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely got some character to it and a lot of body. I'm really enjoying it. Like you said, it's got a lot of characteristics of a darker beer than a lager. Closer to a stout with that roastiness and the hints of possibly chocolate notes coming out. It's got that nice medium to medium light mouthfeel. So it doesn't behave like a stout, but it's got some of the flavor.
Right.
That you're saying, yeah.
Now, as far as these go, though, I mean, I bet you could have 3 or 4 of them, and then you'll start to probably feel full from them.
Yeah, it does rest heavy.
Yes, it does.
But overall
is really a great, well-rounded beer.
This is a delicious beer.
I mean, for me, I would put this at a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. Wow, high marks from Bouch. Personally, I'm gonna put this around a 3.5. I'm really enjoying it, and it's got some character that I wasn't expecting from a lager, something that's labeled as a lager.
Right.
It's not blowing me away with anything that really stands out, though. The fact that it's a bit of a chameleon, it says lager, but it behaves more like a stout for me, is giving it those higher marks. But remember, on a scale of 1 to 5, a 3.5 is highly above average because 2.5 is average. So 4.5 from you is a good mark. I'm putting it a little bit lower to 3.5, but I am still really enjoying it. And like you said, 3 or 4 of these, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I could drink this all day long and still be in good shape.
According to the website, it's a 6% ABV, so that's actually a good. Usually a regular lager is around 5, so it's between 4 and 5 usually, but.
So this is a good all-day-long beer that's going to have a little bit more of a kick than you're used to, but...
It could sneak up on you depending on how much you have.
Yeah, it's not going to bury you either if you're careful.
Right. I mean, you can't drink 30 of them like a 30-pack, but you could drink... And like I said, it is 16-ounce bottles that we've found so far. And I really don't think any of OPB is in 12-ounce bottles.
I haven't seen anything. I've only seen the bigger bottles, which is nice.
Right.
So
the pounders, what we like to call them. But this is a very good beer, good drinkable beer.
It is excellent.
It would be good. It would be good to have for overnight, not overnight, but to have outside by the fire or by the pool.
I don't think I've had anything from OPB that wouldn't be a good campfire beer.
Now and really, they
nice
all make them a nice outdoorsy beer, which is true. Even even now when it's warm at night, it's still refreshing as well. So it's a win-win for you. But really, from what they said, it was only available in the summertime. So I'd like to actually see it more often.
This would make a nice fall beer, I think.
Yes. But they already have that fall beer, but they actually offer that year round as far as the Oktoberfest. So it's kind of the Oktoberfest for me is for Oak Pond is actually the best.
It is a really good Oktoberfest. I don't know if it's my favorite like it is yours, but I can see how it is your favorite.
Well, let's put it this way: if I don't have the money for Sam Adams,
yeah,
I'll get a couple of these, and that would be great. Instead of getting a 6-pack of Sam Adams October. But I mean, if anybody's gonna offer me this, I'll drink it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a very good beer.
Yes.
But another really solid offering from OPB. That's just what we think, though. But make sure to hit us up down in the comments, the email link down below. If you agree, even if you disagree, we still want to hear from you.
Yes.
We'll be more than happy to discuss the beer with you. While you're down there, clicking on the comments and clicking on the email link, make sure to click like and share. And definitely hit the subscribe button. When you subscribe, you'll get a notification every time a new beer review or liquor review or some other assorted jackassery is posted.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're enjoying the channel. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.
And also, Roddy, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
We're
this on my birthday.
On his birthday, so. And actually, I bought the beers, so.
So I appreciate the beer.
Yeah, and keep drinking.
There you go.
Please.
Always. Delicious stuff. Yep. 3.
Okay.
2.